Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Bill with Franklin Loan Center. And last week, Walter Neal, CEO of Franklin Loan Center, put on a presentation about the real estate market, what's happening, what's driving it, all of that stuff. And I just wanted to pass along a couple of nuggets that I thought were just super interesting and compelling. First, we talked a bit about, he talked a bit about in his presentation about just what's driving this market. Why in the midst of the coronavirus and everything else, like why is the market going crazy, right? And I mean, for sure, interest rates are part of it. I mean, interest rates are actually driving affordability up. Like, I mean, it's actually cheaper even with higher prices. Remember, a 1% decrease in interest rates equals a 10% increase in your purchasing power, right? We're not seeing a 10% increase in housing prices quite yet, at least not nationally. And so, I mean, that's like, we're seeing affordability go up. I know that's a bit counterintuitive, but it's the power of interest rates. And then obviously the other thing is just an absolute, lack of inventory. And an interesting point about the lack of inventory is that it's not that there aren't houses coming on the market. I mean, year over year, actually, the number of houses being sold is actually up. But it's just that they're selling so dang fast. It's just crazy, So, yeah, it's just, those are kind of like really the two main drivers. And the other thing is I mean, I think it just bears asking, are we heading for a crash here? Like, is this just all insanity? And it just doesn't make any sense, And none of us knows what's going to happen with this economy, right? I mean, I'm a bit of a naysayer with it, frankly. I think there's real economic pain that's got to come out of all the shutdown that's happened. I just don't understand how we kind of come out of this elegantly. But I do believe that housing will continue to be a bright spot, and it's largely based on, I mean, when you think about the underwriting, this is so different than previously. Underwriting is just like, I mean, we're like underwriting the crap out of these files. People have a record amount of equity right now. So even if you did get in trouble, even if someone started to fall behind on their mortgage payments or whatever it might be, they just sell the house, right? I mean, now they have to work out other pricing or other places to live and all that stuff, but I mean, I have a hard time seeing where we're going to get a big glut in inventory here and people just starting to lose their houses like crazy. So anyway, I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic about housing. Tom Carter, I see you just noted we'll know on November 3rd. I mean, I partially agree with that. Interestingly, if you look at history, the elections actually have a much more muted sort of reaction to the, or I should say the markets have a much more muted reaction than we give it all this attention as if it's really going to make a huge difference. And you never know. I think this year is especially potentially interesting, but historically speaking, it's really not as big of a deal as we all make it out to be. So anyways, but I appreciate the input, bud. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I went a little long today, but I just, it's super, super counterintuitive, but I just wholeheartedly believe that our housing market is just, I mean, everything points to ongoing strength. So that's what I got. I'll see you all next week.